Welcome to day 17 of the Daily Doodle December Challenge. Before we dive into our doodle for the day, let's take 3 grounding breaths together. Eyes closed or gaze looking down, breathing in deeply through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth with a big sigh. And again, inhaling, exhaling, releasing all worries and thoughts. And again, inhaling, exhaling, releasing any tension in the body. And let's begin. So today we're going to be doing sort of like little rainbows. So 3 like that, and then 3, and 3. Now yours might be a bit smaller. There doesn't need to be equal space in between the lines. The lines don't need to be smooth or the same shape every time. But see how now I'm going in the second row. In the dips between are my starting points. And then I'm going to do some going off the edge that way and then off the edge that way. I'm going to go in the little valley here. So that is it. Super simple. No decisions to make at this stage. Just immersing yourself in the rhythm of repeating lines on the page. So you can see that mine are not uniform size or uniform spacing. That's part of the beauty of the way I doodle, which is very relaxed, often wonky and imperfect. Trying to decide what I'm going to do here. I think I'm going to do one kind of like on a bit of an angle. There we go. And then here I'll do a couple. And here. And that's it for the doodle itself. If you're using just the black pen and not adding color, feel free to continue doodling here. You might color in maybe the bottom bump, and then you could do little almost like sun rays in one of the stripes, and then you could do dots in another, or like little circles. But for me, that's what I'm doing. And now I will add color. I'm going to start with Jelly Roll Silver, the one that is opaque, that lays down a good solid amount of silver color. And to minimize the number of decisions that I need to make, I am going to color in all of the smallest bumps in this color. So once that decision is made, I can surrender to just following the pattern. Color, color, color. And because the gel pen takes a little bit of time to dry, probably would have been ideal if I started at the top and worked down. But I started at the bottom before I thought of that. So I'm being mindful of not resting my hand in any wet gel paint. But we'll see if I can get all the way through the coloring without any smears or silver on my hand. And if I end up with any, I'll embrace it. Oh, and see, I'm trying to sort of go in a pattern and I keep missing things. Go back up here. That one's done. All right, there we go. I'll set that pen aside because I will probably use it again. And I do love these bright markers in the colors that I've been using in a lot of these spaces. So now I'm going to attempt to use the 6 shades of marker that I've been using on a lot of these days. I'm going to do my best to just place them randomly on the page. Now, I'm going to try to keep the pen moving and not overthink this. Because that is one of the downsides of trying to do random, is that sometimes that switches me more into a thinking brain than if I just did a pattern. But let's see how this goes. Noticing the sound and the feel of the marker on the page. Really engaging with my senses like that helps me practice mindfulness. Now I may come back with some of the same colors again, but this one is probably my favorite color. So I may disproportionately use it. I've noticed in some of the comments from people participating in the challenge that they're not necessarily following along with a doodle a day, but that they are planning sort of a binge watch and doodle to catch up. I'm super excited that people realize that, these doodles are quite small And yeah, they definitely do not have to be done day by day. Also, you don't have to fill in every square. Maybe some people will simply start on a given day and finish, or go back. You could also, even if you're not following along day by day, go back, or rather, not go back, but you could mix up which doodles you do in which square. Although that's more decision making, so depending on your personality, maybe not optimal. I know for me, I need to minimize my decision making in my leisure time. My brain is too tired from all the decisions I have to make in my work life. All right, so that is, I feel like I'm missing, a shade of green maybe. So I don't know if this is going to be a shade I've not used before, but I'm going to add it to my collection today. I feel like this is, yeah, this looks like one I used over here. So somehow it got put away. But I found it. I quite like this shade as well. All right. Okay. Now I'm catching myself overthinking here. No. All right. I am going to go in with this opaque silver pen and do some almost like sunray tiny lines in some of these strips that are still white, and do that as an alternative to coloring in a solid. Maybe I'll just do all of what's left like this, even though this one's right beside the other one. Okay. Well, I still have a couple more. All right, and then for some extra fun, I think I will add some dots, and I'm going to do it on some of the darker bands of color, just so that there's more contrast with the silver. So there you have it. That's our doodle for today. Now I will color my tracking star. Lovely. And then share with you the other samples that I've done for inspiration. So we've got the green and gold, and then we've got the blues and silver. I quite like that one. So thank you for doodling with me today. I hope you feel creative and calm And I hope to see you back here again tomorrow.